Hey guys, hopefully you guys can hear me. Hang on. So I am going to be switching off between different backgrounds, and then I'm going to be switching back and forth between um, you know, you're gonna be, seeing my face and all that stuff. So okay. Um Give me a second and let me click off of this. Okay. There we go. Okay, I am just figuring this out so I know where I'm at with the different segments here. That way I don't get lost, hopefully. Um, so how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing okay. I know it's, pretty chaotic right now and there's a lot going on. Um, so hopefully you guys are hanging in there. Um, but I just want to see if we can get more people in here before I get started. And hopefully, you know, get more people in here. But we'll see. Um, there's a lot going on. Celebrity wise, because it's distraction galore. Let's be real here. Like that's mostly why they do what they do. And there's really only so much we can pay attention to, only so much that can be done, that can be said, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just going to be quite the whirlwind from here on out, with our new normal, with you know um, everybody being so hateful, people being so dramatic, people being um, over dramatized, and that doesn't go for celebrities. That just goes for everybody in general. So we'll see how everything goes. Um, I'm trying to decide what I want to do first because either way, doesn't matter how you want to place it, how you want to do this. It's you know it's a bit much. So I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna play this clip for those of you who come late. A lot of you guys do. So.
Miss out front. Told you to buy tickets, man. I told you to buy tickets.
So that is for my husband because he, is always being a goofball on here. Okay, so Astroworld. This article came out recently, unfortunately, and so for Travis Scott, this isn't the first time that this has happened. This is not something that's new. This apparently this is something that he does. This is something that he has decided, um, that's kind of like a ritual, so to speak, for his concerts. This is something that he does often. So apparently the staff, um, of Live Nation, the crew, basically everybody that worked on this concert, right? We're supposed to refer to the individuals who died as Smurfs. So this isn't the first time, that this has happened. And I find it interesting that there's a lot of things coming out. It doesn't matter who you listen to, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a YouTuber, whether it's a celebrity. um, so on and so forth. I find it interesting that it's coming out. There's a lot of other concerts where people come up dead, people come up injured, people come up hurt. There was Woodstock '99. There was, a lot of Coachella concerts have come out. I want to say like anywhere between 15 years ago that, uh, well, not necessarily Coachella, but like, all the other uh, heavy metal bands, rock bands, a lot of them, you've got to be careful with your surroundings because you find a lot of men um, sexually harassing, groping, even assaulting women, unfortunately, at these fairs, festivals, concerts, so on and so forth. So a lot of that was being brought up, and a lot of there's a lot of spewed hate towards the kids that went to this concert. There's a lot of I told you so. There's a lot of what were you thinking? There's a lot of uh, you know a lot of hateful things, and I know that my video was pushed down a lot. It didn't get that many views, and I basically was disheveled on TikTok because I only got one view on that video, but all my other videos are fine. So clearly, there's people that are handpicked that are allowed to talk about these things. There are people that, um, regardless of how they want to complain on YouTube, that they're getting so much hate comments and they're being dragged and they're getting a lot of backlash, blah blah blah. But at least your opinions are being pushed by the platforms. At least your opinions are being um, on the forefront. Meanwhile, the rest of us that are, you know, voicing our opinions can't get a say. So I roll my eyes when a lot of big time content creators and YouTubers get they start playing victim and martyr. They start bitching. They start whining. I'm getting so much hate. Yeah, that comes with the territory. Doesn't matter what you put out there. Doesn't matter what you say. It's gonna happen. It is what it is. So, not like people don't know how the game works. It's not like people don't know how YouTube works. So I don't understand the ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying? So I just find it interesting that people were comparing like all of the other concerts that were back in the day to Astroworld, and then now that like concerts are still going on, like that's not going to stop. I know people are thinking, oh, well, concerts are going to stop, or he's going to get canceled, blah blah blah. No, it's fine. They all eventually, like, doesn't matter what they go through, they all eventually just find a way to get forgiven, blah blah blah. Sponsors don't pull, blah blah blah. I mean, you've got these big time YouTubers that have openly admitted to being a predator towards minors. You have um, celebrities who are okay with you know dating minors. I mean, even the old time rock stars um, had groupies, and all of those girls were underage. Nobody said a thing back then. Nobody said anything back then. So for people to act like pedophiles are taking over, they've been taken over. Like, where the hell have y'all been? But with that being said, um, like everybody is just going back and forth. There's a lot of they're to blame, they're to blame. Everybody had a part to play in it, unfortunately, and it is what it is. There's really only so much you can do, but I try to remind people that I don't care where you fall under when it comes to your beliefs, your morals, and your values when it comes to this whole concert, and how many deaths have come about, and how many injuries, how many lawsuits, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, if you're like consuming yourself with this kind of content, watching like all of the videos where you see, like, you literally see the spirits walking around, you see them, burning that dove that was a sacrifice. They like, that's supposed to be, uh, rising phoenix, blah blah blah. And what you're doing is you're taking it in. You're taking in all of those entities that were all around that festival. So for me, I just want to remind people that just let go of that. Like, just um, try not to consume yourself with that, because those individuals that went through the festival, that survived it, and had no choice but to endure it, and they can't get away from that. That trauma, their PTSD is going to be for a while. They're not going to be able to enjoy certain things because it's going to bring them back to the festival, unfortunately. So that's going to be a long time for them to process, to heal. And then you add the media pushing different narratives. They were there. So, you know how there's like three sides to the truth. There's their side, the other person's side, so like the artist side, and then the actual truth. So um, when it comes to PTSD, you're just reminded constantly, the flashbacks, the nightmares, the night terrors. So I feel for the people that came out of that, and having to process that. So we just need to be mindful of that as well, of the individuals that had to go through this. And then I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh, well, that's what the fuck they get. It's their own fault. Why are they listening to satanic music? Like, so on and so forth. And these individuals, ironically, that are spewing hate, whether they want to see that or not, these individuals are supposed to be of God. These people are supposed to be, quote unquote, religious. These people are supposed to be preachers, pastors, ministers, so on and so forth, okay? But if you're spewing hate and you're adding to the new normal, you're adding to the problem, just don't say anything at all, okay? Like, we get it. I mean, this isn't our world. We get it. We don't have to hurt people more than they already are. Like, you gotta give people a break. Like that annoys the crap out of me. It's like you can't preach that you're this great person, and you're holy woly, and you want people to be just like you and be perfect and blah 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 blah, because you're of God and you're supposed to be of God's eyes, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, everyone is in a different phase in life on purpose. Everyone is in a different progression on purpose. Like, we're not all supposed to be the same. We're not all supposed to be in the same phase in life. We're all supposed to be different on all aspects for a reason. Like, get it together. But I think that just try to be mindful of that, and just remember, okay? Just remember that, okay? I am trying to see here what else I could talk about. Oh, well, since we're on since we're on the subject of since we're on the subject of Travis Scott, he is well, they've been dating on and off, apparently. But he's dating Kim's sister, and I know that people want to spew that the Jenners aren't the sisters, but at the end of the day, they are sisters. They're stepsisters, or it still counts. I know people just want to separate them because they prefer the Jenner sisters than the Kardashians. I get it, but they're all the same. But with that being said, I just find it absolutely hilarious. The people are mad at Kanye West because he just, he's talking shit. He's on podcasts. He's saying what he wants to say, and I just, this is actually hilarious to me because people want him to go back on his medication because supposedly he has bipolar, and he's supposed to be on medication. He's supposed to um, be on whatever he's supposed to be on. He needs to be put back. He needs to be locked up. Like, I've heard so many crazy remarks as far as Kanye West goes. And the thing that you need to remember is that everything is shown to you in plain sight. And he wasn't lying when he said that he doesn't have a mental illness, that was pushed upon him by the Kardashians. So I wouldn't go as far as, telling someone to, they need to be locked up, they need to be in a straitjacket, they need to be on medications, because at the end of the day, he's dealt with his demons. And that's why he decided to escape and, be in Wyoming. Why did he choose Wyoming? That I don't know. Apparently it's supposed to be peaceful, but whatever. But I just, I don't understand why people are shocked that, Kim shaved off her butt, basically. Like, she is, back to being herself, back to being who she was before she got into the industry, because she was a sex symbol and her only way of come up was to have a sex tape. That's her reality. That's how she came up, and she's still trying to erase that image right now, even though she's got kids now. Technically, they're still married, even though they're sleeping with other people. So they got their own entanglements. So it's not, just Will and Jada Smith anymore. So they've got their own entanglements. Like, they're not divorced yet. Kanye hasn't seen the papers, and if there's no papers being drawn, but she's bitching about that she's gonna divorce him, but she hasn't done it yet. I mean, technically, they're both talking shit. So, um, I just find it also hilarious that she's trying to be a lawyer, and she was mad because she didn't pass the bar. Um, I didn't watch the show, but apparently people were making fun of her because you can't sunbathe and be by the pool and be mad when, the state of California won't give you, um, you know, they won't let you pass the bar and let you graduate, and you're a lawyer. But I can just imagine, I could just imagine. Can you imagine Kim Kardashian being your lawyer? Like let's say it's somebody big, or like let's say you did something small, and she's just talking to the lawyer with that voice, and no one's gonna take her seriously. But I just find it hilarious that she's like, Your Honor, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I object. Like, I just can't. Like, oh my God. Like, come on. Like, seriously. Like, that's that's that would be absolutely. But I would be laughing my ass off the entire time. Like, if let's say they decide to do that. Like, let's say they decide to push her, right? Like, that would be the media, right? Like, that would be her publicity stunt, and they force her to pass. She's Kim Kardashian. She gets to do whatever the fuck she wants, right? So they let her pass, right? I would I would actually watch that. I would actually watch a clip of it, and I would never stop laughing. If they put her in a courtroom, they film it, like, that would be absolutely hilarious. And then it's like, clearly the judge is gonna roll their eyes, like, lady, why the hell are you here? Like, seriously, you know what I'm saying? But, like, come on, it's funny to me. Um, but honestly, I just think that the Kardashians got their karma. Let's be real here. They have been fucking with Kanye for for years now, and Kim is still trying to play the victim. She's, you know, it was a horrible marriage. He's a horrible person. It was too much. His bipolar is too much. He's too intense, blah, blah, blah. She couldn't handle it. She could handle it for that many years, though. She could handle him in the bedroom for that many years. She didn't complain then when you know, she didn't complain then at all. Because clearly even though she couldn't have kids for what was wrong with her, I can't remember what was wrong with her. There was something wrong with her uterus. So she had to get a surrogate. I forgot after which baby. I lost count. But like she wasn't complaining then because they were having a lot of sex, supposedly. But she wasn't complaining then. But then all of a sudden she was complaining because, you know, she was just unhappy. Like, can't you just say that? Instead of making a big story, you know, getting paid to talk shit, getting paid to create a narrative, you could have just said the truth that you were just unhappy and you were tired of being married, you wanted to be single. Even though they're still married legally, they're acting like they're single. You know, they're doing what they want. But I wouldn't be surprised if they get back together. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, after all of this shenanigans, they put a plot to get back together to try and distract from Travis Scott, to try and distract from Kylie Jenner. And then people are pushing Kylie Jenner to not post anything, which I think is odd because they all have. They all have been posting and they've been getting a lot of shit for it. I don't know. And again, I don't know why you guys are surprised. I don't know why people are acting like they're not tone deaf. People are acting like they don't know what's going on. Like, come on. They know. And it's kind of what they all get paid for. That's their job. They get paid to provoke people. They get paid to trigger people. That's kind of their job. I mean, that's the new celebrities now. They just get a bag for being a troll, basically. They get to be a shit and, you know, they get paid thousands and thousands of dollars and get, you know, sponsors and deals and whatnot. I'm trying to see here. I can't see anything. I'm trying to see. Let's do another light topic. Okay. This girl cannot get a break. Oh man. Oh, okay. Ever since her documentary, people have been, you know, talking shit to her. People have given her so much crap. Okay, so you have Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, and CASHAPP. Okay, what do all of these three artists have in common? What do they all have in common? I'll let you guys think about that and sit with that for a few seconds. What do they all have in common? You guys got it? Okay. So people are they're bashing Demi because she's got a show now where she's an alien or she's trying to find ET or she's trying to I don't know. I haven't watched it. I don't want to watch it. I don't care. But people are making fun of her that, you know, if she had the chance, she would have sex with ET or some kind of, I don't know, some kind of spirit, right? And people think that she's lost her mind, right? And I told people, I have talked to a bunch of people about this, and I said, this is what happens when you become California sober, because she's not just on alcohol and weed. Like, weed doesn't make you weed doesn't make you hallucinate. Like, it's not a hallucinogenic. Like, weed doesn't make you to the point where you're just out of it and you're having those kinds of like thoughts and those kinds of, yes, weed does make you analytical. Yes, it does make you think in that mindset. But when it comes to like hallucinating and seeing like visuals that aren't there, that's like a psychedelic. So whether she's on DNT. I mean, she was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Like, I wouldn't put it past him if he gave her something, because she said she was California sober. She was still drinking. She was still getting high, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it is what it is. If she doesn't, she even admitted on her podcast that she doesn't want to, that this is her form of healing. If she doesn't want to sober up, she can't get clean. She physically can't do it. It can't, like, I can't do it. Like, that's her motto. It's bullshit. You can recover. You just choose not to, but that's just me. You know, if you get offended, you get offended. There's not much I can do about y'all. But I mean, people are making fun of her now more so than ever because she's selling a vibrator. She's got this alien show going on. She's doing the most, right? And it seems like she's becoming more famous for being more erratic, for being, uh, she's just out of her mind. But the thing of it is, too, is that I don't think people remember, but back in 2018, Miley Cyrus experienced the exact same thing. So she went on a hike. I'm putting that in quotes. She went on a hike. She hallucinated. She was actually on psychedelics. She did admit that on the article. She was on psychedelics. She met an alien. She got abducted. All of the same scenario that Demi is pushing right now. The exact same thing. And then, if you guys remember Kesha, who is Mick Jagger's daughter, she had a whole thing where we, kind of like the whole Free Britney movement, we also had Free Kesha, because she was owned by that manager that she had that was sexually assaulting her, that was basically using her, and he was her object. And apparently that was in the contract. I don't know if she didn't realize it, or didn't wasn't allowed to read the. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. But she got tired of being assaulted, so we had a whole Free Kesha, and that movement died out because she supposedly was free, but now people are saying that she. I don't know. I don't keep up with these people, but it's just a lot. So right after she was free, right after the judge declared her that she no longer, that the manager no longer could enslave her, that she could remove herself from the label, so on and so forth. So she did the exact same thing. She went on a hike, um, and hers was more of like a meditation, supposedly. But they were on psychedelics. She met up with. Hers was a little different though, because she met with an ET, or a spirit, and she basically, she basically had sex with another being, another dimension. She was in another dimension. She had sex with another being. So a lot of these things can be pulled up. Like, if you do enough digging, a lot of these videos, a lot of these articles can be pulled up. So I just roll my eyes when it comes to the whole Demi thing, because this is not new. This is not new. So this happens a lot. So don't be surprised if Brittany has an encounter, because she just got freed, supposedly. And the reason I say supposedly, because there's a lot of people saying that clearly somebody doesn't want her to move forward. And I can explain in another video on that. I can do a part 2. I haven't wanted to do the part 2 for the Free Britney movement, because it seemed irrelevant. But now that she's quote unquote free, I can, if you guys want. Just let me know. But yeah, like, I just think it's hilarious that people are giving Demi so much shit, but this is what they do. Like, I can't tell if people aren't paying attention anymore, or they just don't remember, or they don't realize, or I don't know what the problem is anymore, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay, so this one's hilarious too. Like this is just ridiculous. But apparently, people are like losing their crap. So Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's done Riding in Cars with Boys, The Dark Knight. I totally forgot she was in that movie. I haven't seen that movie in forever. She's in one of my favorite movies, Mona Lisa Smile. The sister of Jake Gyllenhaal. He's more like the independent type movies. So The Good Girl, Jennifer Aniston. I want to say like 2003 is when that movie came out, if I'm not mistaken. The Day After Tomorrow, obviously biblical uh, when it comes to the weather and stuff like that. So the end times, so to speak. And obviously his most infamous is Brokeback Mountain. Okay, so this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But let me see if I can find a photo. Okay, so Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift came out with a video. Okay, what's the name of the video? Oh crap! Hang on. What's the name of the video? Crap! Hold on. I can't remember the name of this stupid video. Hold on. Uh-oh. Give me a minute. Okay, All Too Well. Okay, so people are giving Taylor crap because apparently she is she made a song. Well, technically no, she did not make a song. This song is not recently made. That's where people are confused, I guess. But the song isn't recently made. She had a collection of all of these songs that she wasn't able to release because of Scooter Braun, who is the manager of Demi, Justin. I can't remember who else, but he needs to get a handle on Demi because she needs to start making more music again. But apparently, because she didn't have the rights of her music, she literally had to fight him, and she won because she wins everything. But she had this song about Jake Gyllenhaal, who I just mentioned in movies. And apparently he still has the red scarf that they talk about in the video. And the video is like a 10-minute video. I can't listen to her music because it's like the same thing over and over, like the same, you know what I'm saying? So like it's the same breakup song, the same he did this, he did that, even though they only dated for like 3 months, depending on who it was. But she, like, let's be real, she was in her 20s, and you know, men are giving her shit because it's like, you need to get over yourself, and she didn't just write this song. But men are giving her shit because like you go through a lot of men and yet you can make money off of it. And then like people were saying that she needs to get over herself, blah blah blah. But she clearly knows what she's doing. I would say that it's like within the first like hour or 24 hours, it ranked like 29 million views. So it's a lot. And then you had are they called I think they're called the Swifties, which is her fans that, you know, were wondering about the red scarf because she left it at Maggie's house apparently. And now there's like all this speculation, you know, who has the scarf? Does the new girlfriend have the scarf? Did Maggie throw it away? Did Maggie forget about it? Is it at the old, like there's all these crazy scenarios And there was even an interview. I think it was Andy Cohen, and he's talking to Maggie, and he's like, "Where is the red scarf?" And she's like, "What are you?" She's like, "Everybody keeps asking me that. I don't know what you guys are talking about." And then he's like, "You have Taylor Swift's scarf. She left it there." He's like, "Oh, is that what everybody's talking about?" She's like, "I don't know if." She's like, "I don't know if I have the scarf." She's like, "Well," he's like, "Well, then you better look for it." So clearly, there's like an inside joke that everybody has about the scarf. So clearly, they're in on something that we don't know about. We're supposed to be the butt of the joke. Blah blah blah. So that's why I was just like, this just it's ridiculous. And all of this within a span of a week. So yeah, again, distractions. Okay. It would help if I'm on the right thing. Hang on, let me make sure that it's on the right image so that I'm not screwing it up. Okay. So, for those of you who aren't aware, Sex and the City is having a reboot, and people were upset that Kim Cattrall isn't. Supposedly she's not supposed to be in it, right? That was the thing, that she wasn't supposed to be in the new series. That they're going to do it without her. And a lot of people were pissed off, and they did it anyways. And they're like, "Well, we're not going to watch it if Samantha's not in it. Why watch it? Like, why are you having all of these random new people that we don't know and we got to get used to, and you're just trying to make it fit, you're trying too hard, blah blah blah, right?" But the interesting thing is that they do have a new diverse cast that's coming out on HBO Max, and they're bringing in the kids. So if you guys have ever watched Sex and the City, you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. But I found this absolutely hilarious. Speaking of karma, more karma on this live. But the movie, the both of the movies, Sex and the City and Sex and the City 2, was basically to make fun of, and it was like a humiliation ritual for Samantha, who is played by Kim Cattrall. And by the second movie, she was literally just dragged through the mud when it comes to ageism, because she is not that much older. I thought she was a lot older than them. I was mistaken. It was like 5 years. That's how much older she is, apparently. I thought it was a lot, much more than that. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to look into that when I watch the series and give you guys, like, I want to do like a review type thing. But Sarah Jessica Parker is pissed. There was an article that came out. She was not happy because she's apparently they're getting a lot of backlash. Miranda has gray hair and Carrie has gray hair, and they're all like have not aged well, according to a lot of a lot of fans, a lot of people just want to criticize, right? And I would imagine that Samantha like was told about this, or reading the article or whatever, just laughing her ass off. Like, that's what the fuck you get. Like, that way you learn, because like, why was I an entire script for you in the movies, and now you're getting basically what you gave me? Like, you're getting it back. Like, to me, that's hilarious. Like, that's what the fuck she gets. But supposedly she's coming back. That's the scoop, apparently, that she's coming back to the series. And uh, I want to say the plot is that they had to make it so that, because they actually in real life they did have a falling out, because she got tired of the humiliation, she got tired of the bullshit, she got tired of Sarah Jessica Parker being wishy-washy. Because if you guys didn't realize, she ended Sex and the City because she had a baby. And when you're a new mom, you don't really know what you're gonna do. You just say that you're gonna quit and uh, be a mom. You know what I mean? Like, but she couldn't do it for long. She loves working. Apparently, she's a workaholic. Her words, not mine. And she went on to a lot of different. She did a lot of movies right after Sex and the City had ended, and Kim was, a little. She was already annoyed with that. Then you add the movies, and that was just like the second movie was her final straw. That was just, she was like, I'm done. And people want me to kind of do like a review, so I wouldn't mind doing it. A review of, uh, comparing Sex in the City to, and just like that, because when I started this series, I was actually 11 years old. Yes, I was 11 years old. And these girls were in their early 30s. So imagine that. The reboot is in what age they were in the original series, is what age I'm at now watching the reboot. So kind of interesting how they made it that way. Um, and for those of you who didn't realize, Sex in the City, the generations for Sex and the City would be obviously baby boomers. So yeah. Um, the interesting thing too is that a lot of people were shocked that I was young when I started the series. Like, why were you watching HBO at 11 years old? So if back then it was a lineup. So it was Sex and the City, then it was Sopranos, um, back to back. That was the lineup back in early 2000s. So I had watched way worse, a lot way worse back in the day. I'm a millennial, so we didn't have parental controls on the TV. We didn't have any of that. We watched a lot of crazy stuff. So that's why I find it bullshit when people make fun of kids today, like 25 and under. I find it like it's just bullshit that people my age and older are talking shit about the younger generation. Like, we didn't do crazy shit ourselves. Like, we didn't do dumb shit ourselves as kids. Like, get off the high horse. Let's be real here. Um, but yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting. Watching the series and doing a review on that one. So that'll be something that'll be interesting for me. Tending to, like, I see people do that a lot with a lot of these shows I don't even watch. All of the Real Housewives franchise. I've only seen let's see, I've only seen 2 episodes of the Beverly Hills franchise, and then I've only seen 1 episode of Atlanta, and that's it. Maybe 2 episodes of Jersey. That's about it. I'm not really into I don't know. I don't know if I can't stand the cattiness, the ridiculousness, and then you got the hypocrisy. Like that I think that's what really annoys the fuck out of me when it comes to these reality shows. These grown ass women acting like children, getting into fights, throwing drinks at each other, acting a damn fool for no reason. And it's literally for no reason, because we're getting paid to do this shit. They're being paid to exploit women, especially women of color. They're being paid to do all that. They're paid actors. That's basically what it is. And I think that's what annoys the fuck out of me, because Then you have teenage girls that are getting into fights, that are dying in school fights, literally dying in school fights. If you don't believe me, look it up. But there have actually been teenagers recently that have died because they got into an altercation over a boy. And this is what is being pushed for years. It's been going on with the reality television. And then, people get on social media talking shit about these kids and these girls, that teenagers or preteens that get into fights over a boy, or getting into uh, a murder case, unfortunately, when it comes to a boy, because you guys can't talk shit to a teenager when you're watching this in your home. The majority of people are watching that have teenage daughters. The majority of people are watching this stuff. They're showcasing it's okay to act that way if you're not getting your way as an adult. That's basically what it is. Like, let's be real here. Um, but yeah, like I just find it so ridiculous, and then the hypocrisy that pisses me off too. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting to watch Sex and the City. And then a lot of people of the LGBTQ, mostly the trans community, had an issue with Sex and the City because of the portrayal that it has on trans people. And I can get into that when the show starts, and I can do like different topics on that, of what people had issue with as far as Sex and the City goes, and not being so diverse at all. Because the first, I want to say, like 5 seasons, yeah, the first 5 seasons, it's all white people. It is what it is. And then you get to the last season and start seeing people of color, and it's just like maybe season 2, no, season 3, sorry, season 3, it was just like one individual that they dated. Again, I can get into that when I review the thing. So I think that's about it. No, I'm just scrolling through here before I forget. Um, no, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else, but I just, wanted to get into that. I wanted to let people know what, like, all of this, like, it's just basically a distraction. That's all it comes down to. People just, you need to remember this. You just need to remember that it's for show. It's to distract you. It's to get you riled up. It's to, piss you off. Yes, get your emotions in on it. That's basically all it comes down to. So people just, need to remember that. Um, so I hope that everyone is, doing okay. Yeah, I didn't want this to be a long one at all. I do have another YouTuber that I follow, and if you have a lot of hate in your heart for this YouTuber, some people do. Some people don't know who I'm talking about, but some people do. So you know, um, if you have all of that in your heart, just remember that you can't take that with you when you're dead. You can't. Once you pass on, all that hate, all the burdens, all the animosity that's spewed out on YouTube, YouTube beefs, all this other bullshit that people try to push, the handpicked YouTubers, no, well, more content creators than anything, um, because you are adding to the new normal. But if you have that in your heart, and um, you don't agree with one person who you're watching, who's following, so on and so forth, can't take that with you when you're gone. And I know people hate that I reiterate that, but I'm just being real here. we all don't live forever, and life is temporary, so why waste it on things that don't matter, you know? I know a lot of people have families, a lot of people have people that they care about, a lot of people have, you know, kids and so on and so forth, so why not spend it on that, you know? So don't make too much of the celebrities, don't, you know, get too involved. And for me, it's just something to laugh at because it, you know, it's pretty comical if you think about it. Um, and I do want to remind people about the video that I did. So I did clip it on um, my ending outro, so on and so forth. So I will play that, and just to, you know, if you guys want to view that yourselves, if you're not able to read the what are they, closed captionings, then you just, you know, go on my go. It's literally on my channel. You can't miss it. So I will let you guys go, and I gotta get something to eat because I'm starving. So hopefully, you can find something to eat and make. And I will see you guys, you know, in the next one. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. All right. And take care of yourselves, okay?
You know what truly gets me? Is while everyone is pointing fingers, being detectives, monetizing off of this tragedy, poking fun at these kids' souls, and acting as if you are God Almighty Himself, the majority fell for this trick. As everyone is consuming themselves with these dark entities, I prayed these kids and young adults gave a fighting chance to not allow Satan's loop to keep them from God. Regardless of your beliefs, would you have been able to deal with what these kids had to endure in the afterlife?